Do you own an iPhone? Have you ever wondered about the place where it came from? When I look at my iPhone, a lot of things run through my mind, such as where did the parts of this iPhone come from? What did it have to go through to become this tiny gadget that holds almost half of my life and everything about me? I always thought of how the factory looked and how they would manufacture Apple products. Well, lucky for you, because if you're like me and you wonder about these things, this video will show you where your iPhone was made. Keep on watching as we look at Apple's insane iPhone factory. Hey, welcome to Tech Pulse, where we make sure you're up to date on all things tech. If you want to keep a pulse on the fast-changing world of tech, then you came to the right channel because we upload very frequently. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and feel free to comment any questions you may have down below. Enjoy! Okay, so to begin with, why do Apple iPhones consistently rank as everyone's first choice when it comes to mobile phones? Well, the answer lies in the device's reliability and build quality. A solid foundation, consistent upgrades that make the whole thing feel as up-to-date as an iPhone, and outstanding speed are just some of the highlights. When put together, these features make for a phone that is both impressive and apparently quite popular. Enter the iPhone. There is a market for the most expensive smartphone, and many people are willing to spend several $1,000s on the newest iPhone model. In fact, consumers eagerly anticipate each new offering from the label because they know it'll be a smashing success. While disposing of the packaging from an Apple product you recently purchased, you may have noticed text stating that the product was designed by Apple engineers in California. However, here's the catch. Designing it isn't all that's required to put together an iPhone. To simplify a complicated story, two key ideas stand out: assembly and manufacturing. Apple doesn't make the processors and other key parts needed in the iPhones, unlike its extremely close competitor, Samsung. Apple hires outside companies to handle such tasks. These spare parts include memory chips, processors, glass screen interfaces, castings, camera lenses, and so on. So where do these companies manufacture these spare parts? Well, several companies in South Korea, Taiwan, China, Japan, Germany, the USA, India, and so on are chosen to produce the spare parts that are used in an iPhone. Companies like Wistron that prints circuit boards and Luxshare, which produces AirPods, fall into this category. Now, it's one thing to make the spare parts and quite another to put them all together into one flawless iPhone that the user can count on for years to come. When the process of assembly begins, where does it begin? Apple's main offices are typically located in East or Southeast Asia, where labor shortages are greater and employment regulations are laxer. Labor is not expensive, and the standard of that labor is absurdly high. This is a win-win for Apple, as the iPhone's parts are typically assembled in Southeast Asian countries. Foxconn and Pegatron are two of Apple's most important suppliers. Foxconn is Apple's largest manufacturer, and the scale at which it produces and ships replacement parts is truly staggering. Foxconn, home to the iPhone's assembly line, occupies 2.2 million acres in China. In 2010, Apple's need for spare iPhone parts and other components drove the establishment of this factory. The provincial government gave their blessing to this massive move and provided a healthy $600 billion in funding. There are at least 350,000 people employed in iPhone City, and their tasks may consist of something as simple, mundane, or repetitive as screwing a specific part of the mobile device into place or inserting a unique part into the device's backside. It all works out in the end. How? The fact that Foxconn's iPhone City in China can crank out 500,000 units daily is indicative of the product's stellar reception and performance. A total of 94 assembly lines are staffed by employees who each work 12-hour shifts. Foxconn and Pegatron, it so happens, are both based in Taiwan. After the iPhone's components have been assembled and the manufacturing and assembly process has come to a close, the finished product is carefully placed on top of a transparent fireboard and moved to the shipping truck waiting outside the factory. The manufacturing and assembly area is located a short distance from the factory entrance. The customs facility is the next stop after passing through the gate, and that's where the iPhones are taken. For tax purposes, Apple is given some leeway by the custom facility, and afterward, the phones are sent out to various affiliates. The phones are then resold by these affiliates to end customers in China. In fact, China is the world's first market to get Apple's newest product. These iPhones are shipped from Apple's custom facility in China to Apple's affiliates. Portable computers used to be shipped in bulk from China to the United States via ships. However, due to the small size, lightweight, and portability of smartphones, mobile phones now offer significant advantages when it comes to shipping and transferring a large number of phones simultaneously. Furthermore, there is no longer any requirement for ships. Air transport is used to transport a lot of iPhones because it is both cheap and relatively eco-friendly. More than 150,000 iPhones can be transported in one flight if they are carefully packed in an aluminum canister and treated with extra care, as everyone is well aware of the widespread prevalence of iPhone screen damage. China's airports have been growing rapidly in recent years, which is great news for Apple exporters and airline companies. The next stop for these planes after takeoff is typically Alaska, where they refuel and get some much-needed rest. After refueling and buckling up, these planes continue on to Louisville, Kentucky, where professionals and designers give the iPhones one last look before sending them on their way. Because of limited supply, currency fluctuations, and the phone's inherent exclusivity, iPhones in China cost significantly more than they would in the United States. So while a 32GB Apple iPhone 7 can be purchased for about $776 at the Apple Store in Shanghai, the same device can be purchased for easily $649 in New York. Foxconn's Chinese factory has been incredibly beneficial to the local community as a whole. New roads, bridges, and other infrastructure have been built to make life easier for its employees and satisfy locals. It was good for Apple's brand and the community at large that they made these changes for the employees' benefit. The manufacturing facility is so large that it has earned the nickname iPhone City, despite the fact that only a small percentage of its 10 million residents are actually employees. The housing program they've implemented is both effective and well-designed. The employees live in dormitories inside the various structures. The buildings in iPhone City are all between 10 and 12 stories tall, and there is a sizable market just beyond its borders. There are many stalls and shops selling clothing and other goods there because the climate is so pleasant for customers and vendors alike. Everything you could possibly need, from apparel and literature to sustenance and entertainment, is available beyond the iPhone City. Foxconn is well known because it is the largest private employer in China with an astounding 1.3 million workers. Foxconn has been accused of providing unsafe working conditions, mistreating employees, and using excessively punitive measures on numerous occasions, despite the company's widespread notoriety, financial success, and excellent infrastructure. Well, that's it for today. What do you think of today's video? Share it with us in the comments section below. If you enjoy videos like these, check out our other videos. And if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video. Bye!